Hi folks, welcome back. So this is going to be the first video for Lab 2, and what I want to talk about first is how to make your data sets R friendly. And you'll see here this is your first problem set, and you'll notice on the course website I give you a PDF of these problem sets because PDFs are easy, but I also give you a Word version of the problem sets. And the reason I do that is because a lot of times in Word it's easier to copy and paste things into Excel, for example, and to do things with them. So that's why I've given you both versions. What you'll see here, so in this first problem, you've been given a data set in which you have 6 samples, and each sample consists of 10 values. These are the 10 measurements associated with sample 1. These are the 10 measurements associated with sample 2, and so forth. And while this is a nice way to present data to our eye, what R would like to see are things reformatted a little bit. Because R is a programming language, there are many different ways to bring data into R, but the way I'm going to be doing things here, and just would encourage you to do as well, is to re-envision each data set so that every measurement, every data point, 38 for example here, lives on its own row in the data set. And you will have as many columns in that row as needed to uniquely specify the address of that particular number in the data set. And I'll show you what I mean. So if you're presented a data set like this, what I would do if I were you is go ahead and copy it. I just copied it. And then go to Excel and paste it in. And here we see that same data set here in Excel, and I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of all of the formatting so we can see what's going on here. Now ideally, I would want each of these numbers in their own row, and the way I would go about doing this to make it easy is copy. I'll come down here to an empty cell, and I'm going to paste special, and this little paste special window comes up, and I'm going to hit transpose. And you'll see the same data set now has been flipped so that all the numbers in sample 1 are here, sample 2 here, sample 3, and so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and delete those first columns. Now what I want to do is I'm going to insert a column here. My first column is going to just be sample. It's going to tell me which sample a measurement came from. And my next column, so you can see here for this first set from 38 down to 43, these are all sample 1. So I just put in sample 1 and I can bring it down. These are all sample 1. I can now cut and paste things down. And now all these guys are sample 2. I can cut and paste them down. All these are sample 3. Cut, paste. All these are sample 4. Cut, paste. Sample 5. And then finally, sample 6. So what you see, what we've done here is through transposing and some cutting and pasting, we've taken that original data table here in this format that's nice and compact, the way I'm going to be giving you things, and turned it into a format that R can understand. Now we need to do some cleanup up here. This is my sample ID column. Great, so I have samples 1 through 6. And then the numbers here are measurements. So I'm just going to put measure as the header for that column, and I'm going to get rid of all of these other ones. So now I have a data set with 2 columns. One is an identification variable, and one is the data itself. Now if I want to now save this from Excel so that I can import it easily into R, what you're going to do is go up into File and Save As. And we need to, here, bring it all together. the format here you need to specify. I don't want to save it as an Excel file. What I want to do is save it. I don't know if I can get it into my window here. If you look down, there is going to be a comma separated values option here. Comma separated values, and you'll see that it puts the CSV at the end of my file name, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, homework 1 question 1 CFV, and I'm going to make sure I save it in the right place so I don't lose it, because we're going to pull this up in the next video here. We are in, Lab 2. Homework 1 question 1 CSV. I've done this before, but I'm going to replace it. And there you go. And you'll see a couple warnings come up. The first one is, if you save it as a CSV file, it's essentially a text file, you're going to lose all the fancy things that Excel can do with worksheets. We don't care. Okay, go ahead and continue. And you're done. So we're going to pick up from here in the next video and bring this data set in and start to use the aggregate function.